Well, this morning I've got Judy Sibley here with me, and we're going to have a little chat over Zoom, which is our normal. Judy has been a member of St Mark's Church. I'm not actually quite sure how long, so I'm going to ask her about that in a minute. But Judy is my go-to person at St Mark's when I need to know anything. Where's the light switches? Where's the heating? How does that go on? And, probably most importantly, where's the registers? Where's that marriage register? I can't find the key. And Judy is my person for that. So it's lovely to see you this morning, Judy, and to have a chat. So how long have you been associated with St Mark's, and what is your role? What do you do? Are you church warden?
Well, not exactly. I've sort of been associated with St Mark's well, Peter, of course, was vicar at St Barnabas back in the day. So that was in sort of around 1985. Does that make sense? So my children were all confirmed in St Mark's as part of the parish. And so I've known the parish quite a long time, but then we moved away to Tewkesbury and then came back to live in the house we're in now in 2005, I think. So at that point, we became members of St Mark's Church.
Right. So what's your role then, Judy? Because you know where the heating is.
Yes, it's funny, isn't it? Well, we used to have a church team that ran it under the old system, but then our parish structure changed, and we now have two parish wardens, Pauline and Phil, and then each church has some sort of committee that looks after their particular area. So I'm very lucky. I have Colin and Mick to help me. There's all these little jobs that nobody knows that these wonderful men do. And they often get in there long before I do and fix things.
Great team, Judy. Thank you on behalf of us all for doing what you do, because often these things go unnoticed, or they're noticed, but they don't really know how it's quite happened. And you're obviously beavering away. So thank you on our behalf for looking after this for all of us. Much appreciated. Really is. So, Judy, I want to ask you about The Chosen. I'm putting you on the spot a bit here, because have you been watching it?
Well,
what do you think?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you gave a really good advert for it. And to be honest, I was a little bit cynical about the whole thing, because I have seen an awful lot of films about the life of Jesus. And I thought, yeah, right, sounds a bit over the top to me. But Peter and I sat down and watched it, and I was moved to tears, the first one I watched, and I realized that this was something really very special, and you were absolutely right, and I apologize for having doubted you. But so I keep my tissues handy every Saturday night. We tend to watch it, ready for Sunday morning, and it's a high spot of my week. And if there's anybody out there who hasn't been watching it, I would really recommend that they catch up. It's not too late. And it's really very interesting the way the characters come to life, I think.
Yes. And when you read the Bible, and part of those stories that Jesus is telling and acting like the parables, it comes afresh, doesn't it? Because of having watched it. Really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. A few weeks ago, it was Archdeacon Phil talking about the great catch of fish. And the thing he was emphasizing in his talk was that Simon Peter was asked by Jesus if Jesus could get into his boat, and in the most polite way. And you got the impression Simon wasn't that keen, but he let him get in. And of course, that changed the whole situation. And at the time, I was just getting ready to go into hospital to have my knee operation. And it really spoke to me, because Peter couldn't come in, not even in the church, into the hospital doors with me. And he couldn't visit me at all. But there was just, from what Phil said, there was just this idea that Jesus was asking, could he come in with me? And if I said yes, he would accompany me all the way. And I really felt that was true for me. It was wonderful.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Judy, for sharing that. And I hope that you are really on the mend with your knee operation now then, and being well looked after by Peter. I'm sure you are. So, Judy, just before we bring this, bring this together, bring this to a close, have you got a favourite Bible verse? I always like to ask this question.
Yes, well, actually, I think I'm probably with you on this one, because I would always go for Psalm 121. And really, I like the whole of the Psalm. And I remember right at the beginning when we were doing this, you mentioned it. It was one of the first ones you mentioned. And it's just this idea of the sun shan't hurt you by day or the moon by night, but that God is always there walking with us as we walk through our Christian life. So that would be my choice.
That's lovely. Isn't it a comfort, Judy? You know, the words of the Bible and the fact that Jesus never will leave or forsake us, come what may, doesn't matter the circumstances. Jesus is always there walking with us.
Yep.
And I'm so grateful. I know, aren't we? So grateful for that.
Yes, I keep thinking he's in the boat. He's in the boat with me, wherever I am.
Yeah, praise him for that. Well, Judy, thank you. Thank you for enlightening us on all sorts of things and encouraging us with The Chosen. And I hope and pray that we'll all be back together, meeting together again soon in our church building. So God bless you, Judy, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.